Disney World is great at creating a world of fantasy and make-believe, but that's not the only way they're tricking us. Today we're talking about the sneaky ways Disney has subtly and not so subtly deceived us. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Vlog. Ever get in line for a ride at Disney World that's supposed to be 30 plus minutes long and you walk right on? How about when you get home from a Disney trip and just keep pulling more and more souvenirs out of your bag that you don't even remember buying? Disney is the master of deception. Sometimes that brings unanticipated joy and happiness, and sometimes it means a big hit on your pocketbook. They have some tricks up their sleeves that can make a big impact on your vacation, good and bad. So let's dive in. All right, this first one is one we're seeing quite a bit right now in the parks, and that's overestimating wait times for rides. Wait times at Disney World are not always what they seem. When you look in the My Disney Experience app, it may say 30 minutes for Haunted Mansion, and when you get to the ride, the sign may say 35. Then you wait in line and it's only 15. Keeping completely accurate wait times posted is a tough job for Disney. Around 500 people per hour can ride Peter Pan's flight, but about 3,000 people can ride Haunted Mansion every hour. Those numbers can fluctuate a lot if a ride has a delay, particularly for those Omnimover rides that might need to slow down or stop to let guests on and off. And right now, they've got those cleaning sessions going on every 2 hours, and those usually take about 15 to 20 minutes. Now, that can mean you end up waiting even longer than the posted wait time, instead of waiting a shorter time, which is what normally happens. So back in October, we tracked posted wait times versus actual wait times. Overall, we found that wait times tend to be about 20 minutes off one way or the other, though it's a lot more common for them to be shorter than the posted wait times. So when you get stuck behind a cleaning cycle or there's a lot of Omnimover delay, that's a lot less common than the posted wait time being overestimated and you getting on the ride much, much faster. And we've seen dramatically different times too. One of our readers reported Test Track had a 110-minute wait and they were in their sim car in 49 minutes. Often it seems that when it's getting close to park close, Disney will overestimate the wait time for a ride as a way to lightly encourage people to head home instead of hop in line. Because remember, if you get in line, right up to the minute the park closes, you can still ride the ride. Even if it's a 180-minute wait, you can still ride the ride. Now, the moral of the story is Disney does a decent job with tracking those wait times, but it's an inexact science. So don't let long lines scare you away from riding something you really want to ride. Your gamble could pay off and you could end up waiting a lot less than the posted wait time. That's what usually happens. But every once in a while, you're going to see a Splash Mountain wait posted as 150 minutes and you're going to be in line for 180. All right, the next time Disney World tricked us, the Disney Dining Plan. Now, just as a reminder, the Disney Dining Plan is not currently available. But when it is, it's one of the most popular marketing strategies Disney has. Basically, you prepay for all of your dining, making your Disney World trip that much closer to an all-inclusive. There are different levels of the dining plan that offer just quick service meals, all table service meals, and 2 options in between, and they all come with a refillable resort mug and those 2 snacks per day. In short, it's a lot of food, and often our eyes are bigger than our stomachs when we pick the dining plan, especially if you opt for the deluxe plan that gets you 3 full sit-down meals per day. Now, is that going to stop me from picking the deluxe dining plan? No, it's not, just FYI, but if you're really looking to know exactly what you're going to spend on dining ahead of your trip, the dining plan can offer you some peace of mind. It definitely makes planning a bit easier, but you may spend more money in the long run. So crunch those numbers of just how much food you need to eat to break even on that dining plan. If it seems like it'll cost you more, consider just setting aside your dining budget on Disney gift cards ahead of your trip. And don't forget to factor in gratuity at restaurants. That is not included in the dining plan. Now, this is something I've said on the channel before. Disney is very, very smart. They're very, very good at marketing, and they're very, very good at profit. So anything they're pushing really, really hard, like the dining plan or Disney Vacation Club, they've done their research and they've figured out that they can be very profitable on this sort of thing. With the dining plan specifically, Disney knows that the amount of food they've put on these dining plans is really the top level of what people are going to eat in Disney World. It's the most amount of food an average person will eat, and maybe a little bit more that's included on that dining plan. So Disney knows that if people buy the dining plan, they'll be paying for that amount of food, but if they don't buy the dining plan, they probably wouldn't buy that much food. food. So they get more money in the long run. So again, the dining plan could be a good idea for you if you definitely want to prepay for everything except those gratuities. Remember, those will still come up and need to be paid when you're at that table. But if you want to feel like you have everything prepaid and you don't have to worry about a huge bill coming at the end of the trip, then the dining plan could be a good choice for you. Also, if you have super big eaters in your family, if you know that everybody is going to get the lobster and the steak, and they're going to drink that alcohol with every meal that's included, and they're absolutely going to want all of that food that's included. So if you get the standard dining plan, you're going to want to have a table service meal every day, a counter service meal every day, and both of those snacks. So think about your family. And if all of that is something that you guys absolutely know you're going to eat and you're going to want the highest end item at every single meal, great. Dining plan is going to come out even for you guys. But if your family doesn't eat that much and you find that you're kind of doing just one meal a day or one big meal a day at Disney World, then the dining plan might not make sense for you from a cost effectiveness perspective. Okay, next way that Disney can trick us is unexpected extras. So gratuities while using the dining plan is an often forgotten extra charge. It's nearly all-inclusive, big emphasis on the nearly. You'll need to carry some cash or put a tip on your card when dining out on that dining plan, as we said before. Now, even if you aren't using the dining plan, you may want to have some cash on hand because those magic bands make linking your credit or debit card and tapping to pay super easy, but you may need cash for balloons or smaller kiosks or other things you want to buy that it just makes more sense to do cash. This is also true if you're going to tip anybody. So if you're going to tip your housekeepers or if you're going to tip a valet attendant or a bellhop or something like that, then you're definitely going to keep some cash on hand. Now, it's always good to have a backup payment method in case a location is unable to take your Magic Band payment at the moment. And that happens. Disney tech isn't infallible, so don't just rely on that simplicity of tapping your band to pay. You're always going to want to have an extra credit card in your pocket or maybe some cash just in case. There have been times that the Magic Band system has been down, and for some reason I've had to pull out a credit card to pay for something. And there are plenty of fun extras that may be a surprise upcharge too. Those souvenir cups and glow cubes are often advertised as part of the drink. The picture shows it, so your kiddos will want it, but not all drinks show the price with that extra. Sometimes glow cubes may cost even more, like $5 extra depending. And meal extras like plastic cheese may cost a little extra too. It used to be included with a lot of meals or with your fries, but now you may need to pay an extra $1 to get it. Always look at that menu and ask a cast member to see what is and what is not included. Another way Disney is going to trick you, and it's kind of fun actually, is not knowing what time of year it is. So in Disney World, Halloween starts in August and Christmas decor starts going up before Halloween is even over. This can be a little jarring when it's still 100 degrees and you are in no mood for pumpkin spice anything just yet, and can totally mess with your head about what time of year it actually is. It may be a little strange, but it gives more people more time to celebrate the holiday. And it gives Disney more time to sell tickets to their after hours, extra cost holiday parties. So if you love Halloween or you love getting a jump on the Christmas season, this is great news because you can avoid the actual holidays when the parks are often more crowded and just go like a month or two early. And then you can still have Halloween and Christmas in Disney World, even though it's not Halloween or Christmas time. Oh yeah, and remember that time Disney World made you like Star Wars? Okay, any other Disney fans go from knowing absolutely nothing about Star Wars to being able to pick a Dianoga out of a lineup of galactic creatures? Even if you aren't that into Star Wars, a visit to Galaxy's Edge might trick you into becoming a fan of the franchise. The land is so immersive and interesting, but also accessible if you haven't seen the films or don't have an interest. I'm really amazed by how they did that. I know a lot of people who had never seen a Star Wars film, and they still had a wonderful time at Galaxy's Edge. So maybe it's not as intense as it would be for a super Star Wars fan, seeing all of the little hidden details, but it's still a very fun and interactive and accessible experience for people, even if you haven't seen a Star Wars film over there. And plus, Rise of the Resistance is easily the best theme park attraction in the world right now. So that's just an incredible ride. So I think whether you understand Star Wars or not, you're going to have a great time on that one. And the same with Pandora. Even people who haven't seen Avatar, have no experience with that film franchise, you can still have a great time and you can still feel the immersion and the excellency of those ride systems. even though you may not necessarily understand the plight of the Na'vi. So that's a really cool thing that Disney's able to do with masterful trickery, is getting people who don't even understand the concepts that they're trying to portray to have a great time in their theme parks. All right, another way that Disney tricks us all the time is those portion sizes. Now, this is a good one to pay attention to. I mean, all of them are good ones to pay attention to. I shouldn't say that. They're all good to pay attention to. But this is one that sometimes people aren't anticipating at all, and they're a little bit shocked. And since we're all about Disney food and we're all about planning ahead and making sure you know how much you're going to eat in Disney World, this is a really good one to pay attention to. So portions at most Disney World restaurants are huge, and treats like cupcakes are huge. That's one good thing about the high price tags on Disney food. You're going to get a lot of it. But keep in mind, those are not normal portion sizes. Splitting meals is a-okay in Disney World. Ask for an extra plate at a quick service location, or just ask your server at a table service restaurant and they will split that meal for you. Restaurants like Flame Tree Barbecue and Yak and Yeti and Animal Kingdom have giant portions that I would never finish myself, most likely. If you don't want to deal with juggling leftovers, though, consider splitting that meal. Honestly, a kid's meal in Disney is usually the size meal I eat at home. And it's probably a more normal size portion for most of us. And I think I really was surprised by this when I was in Disney World this last time, as I got a couple of kids' meals when I was at quick service locations. And I was like, this is perfect. Like, this is enough food. I don't need more. So it's just something to think about as you're planning, because you can often order those kids' meals at quick service locations. Anybody can order a kids' meal, and you're ordering it through mobile order anyway. You don't have to prove that you have a kid. And at table service restaurants, what they usually do is they'll bring you an adult size portion of a kids' meal if you order a kids' meal. So it's not going to be as easy to get a smaller portion in at a table service restaurant, but just be aware that that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a larger portion of food than you're probably used to eating at home. All right, another way that Disney has definitely tricked me, and I'm sure they've tricked you guys, is collecting and buying things. Pressed pennies, lounge fly bags, spirit jerseys, mini ears, wishables, mugs, Pandora charms, Alex and Ani bracelets, popcorn buckets. There is something for everyone. Oh, we didn't even talk about pins here. Pins. Disney is in the collecting business. They want to make sure that you are compelled to get every part of the collection that you're interested in. And there's always new stuff. Disney is great at marketing collections. The mini main attraction craze has been going on all year long, with new themes being released every month to long lines and products that sell out super fast. Even if you're not collecting things, you're going to be tempted to buy so much stuff, even if you know deep down that you don't really need it. I purchased so much stuff when I went to Tokyo Disney. The merch there is so much better than a lot of the stuff we get here in the US. And they have everything you could possibly think of, and way more rare character merchandise too. And I have a huge Galaxy's Edge haul from my first visit, where I had to build my own droid and buy a holocron cube and all of the other kinds of stuff, because Disney merch is just that good, and I was caught up in the moment. And I think that's what happens, is we get caught up in the moment and we think we definitely need that $70 sweatshirt because that's awesome and I can wear it around the park, and then I'll wear it all that time when I'm home to remember my trip. And then you get home and you're like, wait, why do I have mini ears? What happened? So know that you will want to buy these things. Know that Disney is actively trying to coerce you into buying these things, and counteract that if you want to by setting a budget and sticking to it. Now, I have friends who know they're going to want to buy all the souvenirs, and they set themselves a higher souvenir budget than a hotel budget. And that's okay. If that's you, if you know you are a souvenir devotee and you want all that stuff, very, very cool if that makes you happy. Set your budget though. Don't have a situation where you get home and you're like, wait a minute, what happened? Did I black out? Why do I have this porg that talks to me? I don't know. So set that budget and stick to it. Souvenirs are great. A full suitcase of stuff that will just sit in your closet when you get home is not so great. All right, now another way that Disney tricks you, we talk about this on the channel once in a while, and we always want to remind you of it because I think it's really important, is booking more days than you need. Disney uses this trick all the time. Marketing language on their big package or hotel discount promotions will advertise a 4-night or 5-night or 6-night stay at some certain price, which sure makes it seem like you need to book a 4-night or 5-night or 6-night stay in order to get that deal. But read the details of that promo. Often the deal does not have a nightly minimum, or sometimes the nightly minimum is just 1 or 2 nights. So you could stay just 1 night or 2 nights and still get that great deal. If you were already planning to book 4 nights or 5 nights or 6 nights, that's great. That's why Disney picks that number, because it's what most people book. But if you were thinking of taking just a short weekend trip, don't get tricked into booking more than you need. Instead, do what works for you, do what fits your budget. And when you're on vacation, keep an eye for those bounce back offers. These may be advertised in your room, or you can also call to find out about them. But basically, it's an offer to book your next Disney vacation right now and get a great deal that isn't available to the public. Now with these, you can get an amazing deal sometimes, but maybe you aren't quite ready to book your next vacation and that Disney magic has got you jonesing for another trip already. Disney's banking on that emotion and getting you to put a deposit down. Once you have that money down, you're much less likely to cancel. But you can cancel. You can cancel or change that future trip if needed, so don't feel locked in if you've booked that awesome bounce back offer, but are starting to rethink things when you get home and see your credit card bill. All right, another fun way that Disney tricks us is using colors to change your perspective. Now, we have a whole video about this. It's so much fun. Or maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just a Disney Imagineering nerd, but I think this is really cool. Disney Imagineers are masters at creating illusions. You guys know that. And a lot of times they're completely subconscious. They're things that you're not going to notice, and you won't know how it works unless you go down a rabbit hole of research on ride tech and color theory. You ever notice how a lot of the sidewalks and walkways are red? Well, that's a conscious choice that makes the sky look even bluer and more vibrant than it is. That's a trick you can trace back to Disney's partnership with Kodak. Vibrant colors make for better pictures. Disney also uses Go Away Green, a subtle green color that makes you ignore backstage areas and electrical boxes. The color is so nonchalant, it blends into the surrounding area and your eyes pass right over it and onto more exciting and eye-catching things. Disney also uses perspective to change your perspective. Forced perspective is a concept that tricks the eye into thinking something is larger or farther away by altering the scale and coloration of the thing you're looking at. Cinderella Castle is only 189 feet tall, but those bricks towards the top are smaller than the bricks at the bottom, giving the illusion that it is so much taller than it actually is. And the floating mountains in Pandora are designed to look massive and much further away than they are, and that floating illusion is created by covering up many steel beams with vines and other greenery to create an illusion that is very, very convincing. Speaking of Imagineering, sometimes those animatronics are really, really convincing. So those perspective tricks rely on old, tried and true methods of tricking our brains, but Disney Imagineers are using the latest tech to keep us guessing. Disney's been creating animatronics that blow those classic hydraulic-powered machines out of the water. The Hondo Anaka animatronic in Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run is so wildly realistic, we've heard many people in that pre-show room questioning whether or not it's someone in a costume. That animatronic is similar tech to what's used in Navi River Journey for that incredible shaman animatronic. And don't forget, Disney is taking the animatronic game even further. We just saw those incredible new animatronics that debuted in Tokyo Disney for the Beauty and the Beast ride. They are next level, truly incredible, and I can't wait to see that level of animatronic in Disney World as well. We love the whimsy of classic Disney rides and the magic they create, but new tech advances are letting Imagineers create stuff that is truly mind-blowing, like that mirror that becomes a doorway at Enchanted Tales with Belle. That trick is so incredible and mind-blowing, we had to find out the details of how it works, and you can see all about it and some other impressive tech in this video next. And the final way that Disney, I shouldn't say final way, they trick me all the time, but probably the biggest and most important way that Disney has tricked me is getting me to come back again and again. So yes, covering Disney is my job, but it wasn't always. There's a reason I started this brand, and it's because I was obsessed with Disney. There's always new stuff happening. If you haven't been to Disney World in the past 5 years, you haven't been to Disney World. There's so much new that's going on. Pandora and Animal Kingdom opened in 2017 and brought with it one of the new top rides in all of Disney World and the world in general, Flight of Passage. Toy Story Land opened in 2018 with Slinky Dog Dash, Galaxy's Edge in 2019, and there were many more hotel and restaurant openings in that time too, along with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Basically, all of Disney World's current top rides have opened in the past 5 years, and there are still more on the way. 2021 is bringing new e-ticket rides to Magic Kingdom and Epcot. The Tron Coaster, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind are on their way, Ratatouille. So if you haven't been recently, there's a lot you haven't seen, and that mentality gets a whole lot of people to go again and again. Disney's really good at creating passionate fans and really good at giving those passionate fans more and more to get excited about. So how many ways have you been tricked by Disney World in the past? Are you planning a 2021 trip to see all the new rides and restaurants you haven't seen yet? If you are, be sure to follow along with us here at DFB because we are bringing you all the tips and all the hacks to have a super smooth vacation. In addition to all the great info we put out here on our channel, we have the latest breaking news and updates every day over on DisneyFoodblog.com. And we have guidebooks that break down the planning and give you the inside scoop on Disney World dining. Head to DFBstore.com to find all of our guidebooks. We have a brand new 2021 pre-order guidebook that's in the store, and if you get it now, you of course get the 2020 version for free, and we'll send you the 2021 as soon as it's out. And you can use code YouTube to snag a discount just for being a loyal viewer. So thank you guys for listening and thanks for watching. We can't wait to find out what tricked you about Disney World. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.